We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Just go to Indeed.com/Blue Wire right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. That's Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Let your imagination soar with Audible. With stories across every genre, from expert advice to fantasy, you'll be inspired to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. Listening can even lead to a positive change in your mood, habits, and overall well-being. As an Audible member, you'll get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including bestsellers and new releases. Allow yourself to delve into the spooky this season by listening to classics like Stephen King's The Shining and Pet Sematary. There's more to imagine when you listen. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text imagine to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text imagine to 500-500.
Tell me about what actually Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend served you, Pit Girl.
So, Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend sometimes has cocktail ideas.
Good.
And yeah, sometimes they are good. This particular cocktail, and of course it has a name, the style of cocktail, and I cannot recall it, but it is effectively base spirit and Amaro in equal parts. You don't put it on ice. You don't do anything with it. It's just two things. And bourbon and orange Amaro was the original iteration of this that he came up with, and it was really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But then he started riffing.
Yeah. It's all jazz now, baby.
Yeah, so
he's a mixologist.
At 10:39 p.m. on Saturday, in our group chat, I sent this post. Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend made the worst drink and keeps iterating on it and making me take sips, and I hate it. Pro tip, do not mix mezcal and Fernet.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that.
Yes, and yet. And, as I mentioned, he kept iterating on it. Approximately 2 minutes later, all caps, it's so bad. Then he added bitters, and it was worse. Then he added absinthe, and it was better, but still bad. Now Campari, also better, still bad.
That's so much bitter herbal stuff.
Should have added Lafroig gin.
Yeah.
He keeps saying the only way out is through.
Listener, I wish you could see Kamish's face right now, because it looks like he's trying to push his fingers through his eyebrows. He is so frustrated by this.
Can you pass along a suggested name for the cocktail?
I will.
How about the sunk cost fallacy?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Liz, those of you who were not present for the live posting about this, he put one more thing in it. Would you like to guess what it was?
A live goldfish.
I
Sprite.
wish. No.
Briefly live goldfish.
No. Listener and friends, he put Bailey's in it, and it curdled.
Yeah, I did.
That is very through. That is very through.
And it curdled?
It curdled.
Yeah.
I put a picture in the chat. There's content warning on it because it looks a lot like barf.
It's not a cement mixer at that point. It's more of like a macadam mixer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've all done cement mixers before, right?
I had a friend who ordered
What
a
is
picture
that?
of one once.
It's lime juice and Bailey's.
And then it
You-
separates.
Well, you got to go fast. So it
Fast,
doesn't.
as fast as you can.
It's the carbonara of cocktails.
Except that you can make carbonara actually, with a little bit of pasta water and agitation, you can make that work. One of my favorite drinks in college was, I don't know if we're going to call it an Irish slammer or a Dublin drop. Irish car bomb is the actual name, but we don't use that. And it is basically dropping a shot of Bailey's into Guinness, which is delicious and tastes like wonder. However, it has the same problem. It tends towards curdling.
It's a
So
race
you
against time.
Yeah, so you got to go fast. And listeners,
That's a slammer.
we used to do this thing called a Thunderdome in college. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. And this was during meetings to settle disputes. And usually you would chug beers one at a time till someone threw up, and then the person that threw up lost. There was also a moment where you could claim your right. No one actually did that, though. Claiming your right meant you got to boot on the other guy's head, but no one actually did that.
I don't know if I missed out not being in a fraternity or I got lucky.
Yes.
This
And
feels
so
very Ivy League. Like, this is Dartmouth's equivalent of Skull and Bones.
Oh, we had secret societies too. I wasn't in one though. We had Sphinx and Cask and Skull and Dragon, which I stole. I stole this beautiful dragon glass bong from them one time. And I stole a cane that had a dragon sword inside of it. It was really nice.
Googling statute of limitations at Dartmouth.
Yeah, just make sure about New Hampshire statute of limitations. But someone did a Thunderdome with Irish slammers, Irish bomb drops, whatever. And they did like 10 of them. And then it all came back up.
You're
And
fine. It's 6 years for a felony. You're good.
I'm good. Psh. And it was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen.
Gross.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of October 8th, 2024. I would kill for it to feel like fall around here. It's yet to feel like fall. Kamish, is it been like 90 down where you are too?
Yes, 95.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. It was a little bit cooler than that. It was 94.
Downright autumnal.
I mean, totally.
Huh.
We have that fake thing when you leave in the morning and I go take my kiddo to school, and it's just like, you're like, ooh, it's like 62. And then, but that's before like the sun's fully up. And then by like 9 a.m. it's 85.
Oof.
And it's just like, for God's sakes.
Kamish, would you like to know what my forecasted low is on Friday?
It's probably like 30. Just 30, like flat 30.
It's 37.
Okay.
But yeah, like today we reached the soaring heights of 62 degrees here.
Yeah, that was my low today.
Well,
I was going to say, Beth, if you were going to get a freeze, I was going to be upset because that means it's coming for me. And the volunteer tomato plant I have from growing out from under my air conditioner has so many tomatoes on it, but they're not red yet. I just want them. I need it to not freeze before the tomatoes are ripe.
At least for me, I don't have a freeze in the next 2 weeks. We're getting close, but I don't have anything quite yet. So
I believe in my tomato plant.
part of this fall thing is that the State Fair of Texas is going on. It just started last weekend, and I have wanted to go for several reasons. One of the reasons, folks, I dropped in the chat, and Beth, I need you to describe what I just dropped in the chat there.
let's see. Scroll in.
Upsetting would be one word.
Oh, God.
You mean the Fletcher's original corny dog mustard beer?
Yes.
That
Yes.
is that the drink itself in a clear cup behind it?
That is the drink itself and a clear cup behind it. You're absolutely right. How would you describe that?
It is exact same color as the presumably French's yellow mustard that is adorning the corn dog that is precariously balanced on top of it. It's also opaque to a degree that makes my brain say that that's some sort of smoothie.
Yeah, it just looks like a cup of mustard.
I have another picture in case you actually want to see it in a more, yeah, it looks like the Alizé, except that this looks weirdly more opaque.
This is more opaque than like the smoothie sours from my favorite brewery, which are notoriously chunky.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's worse.
That looks like a mango smoothie.
So no. That color added some green to it, and now it looks like it is somehow purulent.
Yeah, the color balance on this picture is very upsetting. If this is closer to the actual color, no.
This beer has an infection, and it needs to be seen immediately.
Well, because it is that week. It's Red River Week, folks. It's Red River Week.
Your sound has never worked on this.
At this point, that's the point. It's supposed to sound like shit, and we just only hear the mooing and the bangs. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't even hear any of the
readers. All 5 other squares on this stream.
Stop pushing the button.
He's trying.
This is Red River Week. The only game that matters. Texas is favored, which means they're going to lose by 20, and that's all I want to say about it.
I'm going to drop a horns down to my bowl of bolognese here.
I posted this fact to the timeline, and I caught shit from everyone saying I was trying to reverse jinx this. And I don't like that.
It does feel kind of weird that this game doesn't have a pregame show, like at the game, right? Because like game day's not there, Big Noon's not there. Feels different than what I'm used to for this game.
Well, it's also at 2:30 p.m.
Okay, so it's not the early morning
is
kickoff.
The like SEC network show there?
They might be. Let's see. Where's SEC Network Game Day at?
SEC Nation or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. I will say that it feels weird to have it at 2:30 p.m. local as opposed to 11 a.m. local. It hasn't always been at 11 a.m. local. It just feels spiritually like it should be at that time. But that's all we're going to talk about this game because honestly, this is not our lane by a long shot. Folks, as always, I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I have Kamish, Beth, Hit Girl, special guest Joey, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Kamish, besides hot, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Just want to give a shout out to everybody in the path of Hurricane Milton. Just prayers up for Florida. Everybody in the path. This show is going to come out on Thursday when the storm is expected to make landfall. So we're just hoping for weakening of the storm as much as possible and just as minimal as damage as possible for everybody in the path. We have our Prop Tart Bowl correspondents there in Orlando. I have grandparents. I have my mom out there in the path on the Atlantic side. All the folks, the USF folks, the UCF folks, Stetson. Any of the people that are, in Florida in the path. Just wish everything all the best. And if it's rough or something, you can definitely count on the committee to. We're gonna share fundraisers like we did for Helene. We'll be here and just hoping for the best.
Hey girl, how are you?
It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Beth, welcome back.
Thanks. I enjoyed my sabbatical. It's good to be back.
Joey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Very hot. I don't want to say, I had to do the calculation. It's 73. It's so hot. It's not. It's the fact that my apartment building is. I have no control over my air conditioning here.
Yeah, of course.
And they have turned on the heater.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, because it's October 1st, and that must mean that the heat needs to be on.
Yes. So we have had every window open and being extremely unfuel efficient in here with heat blasting and getting sucked out by the window. It's been great. It's a great system here.
By the way, SEC Nation will be at Dallas this weekend. That means Paul Feinbaum will be there. So maybe I do need to go and pass the sticker off to Paul.
Noted Red River honk, Paul Feinbaum.
It's really bizarre to get that. Arthur, how is Fast and Furious 7?
I mean, it was just as good as it was when I saw it in the same theater 9 years ago.
Would you say that it is about family?
That's really the overarching message, yes.
Is Tokyo Drift about family too, or is that one different?
Yes. Yeah, no, he finds family.
That's the only one of them I've seen.
That one's about sick beat drops, I think.
Yeah, I saw it in the Portage Drive-In, which is exactly where you should see it.
Fast 5 was the first Fast and Furious I ever saw, and I left wanting to watch all of them at once, and then I left that experience still thinking Fast 5 was the best one.
Yeah, that was a very Vin Diesel adjacent day because they paired it with Pitch Black.
Oh, one of my favorite sci-fi movies. I really enjoy Pitch Black. Yes.
It doesn't make a lot of sense when you're trying to listen to it with other people's car radios.
I think this might be when I admit that I have seen neither a Fast nor a Furious.
That's fine. That's, I can't make a good argument that you should watch all of them, but I can make an argument that, honestly, at some point, if it just shows up on like one of your streaming feeds, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
I will say, like, if you're watching them chronologically, like, you can stop after 7. You don't need to keep going. They felt the need to, but you don't.
Just to Morrison time, when this comes out, FIU is going into overtime.
There we go. Against the Flames. We need to talk about one big change in college football today that happened this Tuesday, October 8th. Is that the Quick Lane Bowl is no more. It is now the Game Active Sports TM Bowl.
But Jordan, what is Game Active Sports?
TM.
This is the question, right? Let me get the exact thing.
Hold on, real quick. Let me pour one out for the Quick Lane Bowl.
That's true.
I'm currently pouring out some 10W30. Quick Lane Bowl. We appreciate your service. You allowed New Mexico State to go to a bowl game.
The only bowl game that I can recall in which a quarterback whose team then lost the game punched a ref. Never forget Mike Glass.
True. Never forget Mike Glass.
How could you forget that? That was like the only memorable thing from that Pitts season.
Quick Lane Bowl MVP Diego Pavia did also just beat Vandy last weekend. So,
should we pour out Fago? It feels like we should pour out Fago.
That is correct.
Something Detroit wise. I really enjoyed that. I want to give a shout out to the folks that ran the Quick Lane Bowl. They actually credentialed us for this.
Joey almost died twice getting there.
Almost died twice.
Yeah,
to go.
They credentialed me twice. I have never been able to use those credentials.
But you made the MAC championship game there.
I did make the MAC championship.
I mean, God bless. They credentialed us when no one was credentialing us.
Yeah,
them
that was
in the Frisco Bowl, basically. Yeah. It was them in the Frisco Bowl.
It was the first 2 bowl games, so we got to pour one out for the Quick Lane Bowl. We will refill your washer fluid, check your tire pressure.
Hold up, this is wrong. It's not Game Active. It's Game Above.
Game Above.
It's Game Above Sports.
And here, why Google wasn't.
I'm going to read about Game Above. Our chairman, Keith J. Stone, not the Keystone Light mascot, by the way, desired to build a brand based on doing more good. His mission was to help bring out the best in business and people he encountered. This is the philosophy at the core of Game Above. In November 2019, Stone launched Game Above as a philanthropic brand under his family office, Capstone Holdings Incorporated. He focused the giving efforts on his alma mater, Eastern Michigan University. This is an Eastern Michigan University dark money corporation.
I have been trying to figure out what this brand funds as well.
I figured out what they did. This corporation done. They drained the green from the Eastern Michigan field.
Oh. So it's like Pleasantville in reverse.
That's right.
Mhm.
They did
Okay.
it.
They used it to buy a pro 3-on-3 basketball team and invested in AA pro hockey.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe they also bought computer gaming rigs for like kids in hospitals.
Sure.
And they have given oh wow.
There's
So
like multiple brands here. There's
It looks like they invest in Jacksonville Public Transit as well.
Game Above Capital empowers experienced yet marginalized business owners by investing in their companies, bridging the gap in the financial market, and granting them fair and equitable access to the capital they need to thrive. Game Above Entertainment is a sports film production and financier, blah, blah, blah. Game Above Sports is a dynamic business development firm dedicated to transforming the sports industry through strategic investments, athlete endorsement, and youth sports initiative. And Game Above Giving is our philanthropy efforts. So, like, this is like, it's got tentacles.
It's one guy. It's our friend Keith J. Stone's like his brand where he just gives out all his money, from what I understand.
Eastern Michigan's engineering college is named the Game Above College of Engineering and Technology. Also, apparently the George Gervin Game Above Center is their EMU athletics center now too, where all their trainers are.
Wow. The Iceman. San Antonio connection.
So this is definitely Eastern Michigan Dark Money Bowl now, in which case I am all about this. Eastern Michigan needs more dark money. If this is how they buy themselves a national title, yes. I'm all about this.
Let's do it.
Make the bowl game gray. Make it gray.
Make the Lions field that you play on gray.
The problem is, and we noticed this when we went to the MAC championship, is the end zones at the at Ford Field. It's always Lions colored because they just use it. They don't paint turf blue. They use blue turf in the end zone, and they just write Toledo on it instead.
Yeah.
So they just use the Lions field, unlike what in Las Vegas, where they roll in a worse field for UNLV to play on when the Raiders aren't playing.
That always drives me crazy that UNLV gets the shittier field, the shittier fake field. Like we said, tonight we've got the FIU Liberty game going on at right now. They're in overtime. Liberty managed to turn the ball over twice on the goal line, which is very impressive.
Beth, don't listen to this with all the loud beeps.
This is also tomorrow night. Also, we have New Mexico State at Jacksonville State, which will happen after we talk about it. If we talk about it, so no need to talk about it, I guess. This is the conference Tuesday.
No, we've called it inexcusably awesome. We just need to update.
You've called it that. Okay. I like Tuesday.
Okay.
I mean, also this is it's Wednesday.
Yeah, there's Wednesday also.
Wednesday.
You know, that's why I said it's inexcusably awesome.
I will say that
it's both days.
There's
some of this on Thursday too, buddy.
I posted all these graphics, and Conference USA sent us a nice little message that was like, I love it. Guys, that's great. Can we use our new logo, please? So yes,
we would love to retweet it. Conference USA. We're getting what is that? Executive notes on stuff now.
We're gonna get on brand here. Okay, Conference USA.
Hey, we will get your logo updated. Promise, we'll get it done.
Yeah, sometimes we aren't intentionally breaking your brand guidelines. Sometimes it's just an accident.
Speaking of that, Mississippi State fans are mad that you didn't put the right logo again.
I know, because can I talk about this? Can I take like a 2-minute thing here? Have you seen the new Mississippi State logo? Do you know what the new one looks like? Because they don't use the block M anymore.
They got the bulldog thing now, right?
No, it's not that. It's cursive and it says state. Let me find it for you.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I have seen this.
And the problem is that all it does is say state, and that's fine, except that.
So it's like a Fansville commercial?
Yes. I mean, look at the logo and tell me it's not.
Well,
it's just script state.
Oh
they're the right color to be part of Fansville too. Also, I regret to inform you that FIU has turned the ball over in the back half of overtime.
Okay.
Rip.
So that's all she wrote, kids.
Okay.
It's under review, but
Mississippi State, I'm sorry. I don't like this this brand switch personally, but I will switch it because I know that that's important to y'all. So there you go. I would not want to besmirch an SEC team, a conference that loves us and knows about us, obviously. Let's talk about games of the week here, because we are in this point of the season where it's like all conference games, but because the conferences are so fucked up, some of these games feel like non-cons. Yes. And I'm going to weigh that heavily. But the game that we've been floating around as number one is a bit of Maction. It's 11 a.m. on ESPN Plus only, like the good stuff is. Mm-hmm. And it is Ball State at Kent State. And Kamish, tell me why this needs to be our game of the week, or why you're leaning towards this.
Okay, we got a lot of reasons here. So the first thing, what I do each week is I just basically go to lsufootball.net and I get all the schedule, and I just basically throw it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I organize and find all the FBS games. Some folks in the Discord give, I think Little Mac earlier this week gave it to me because I was having trouble getting it. But so I just get the list and I order it. And as soon as I started ordering and then, just having everything in the spreadsheet, the first thing I saw was this game. I was like, this is Ball State at Kent State. This feels like the Tuesday night Maction game in mid-November. Like this is one that would be here. But this is this weekend. This is for, October 12th. Mm-hmm. You got Oregon and Ohio State, and you got Ball State and Kent State. I mean, we are at the polar end of the spectrum here, and that's what we do in the committee. So, all right, here we go.
Inside us, there are two college footballs.
Inside us, there are two college footballs, and we are typically at the bottom end and the unconventionally appealing side of things, where we want to watch this one more than we want to watch Oregon at Ohio State. I'm sorry, Ohio State at Oregon. I apologize because the Ohio State truck is doing the Oregon Trail graphic. But
yes,
okay.
They are.
Yeah, whatever. So
Ohio State has died of dysentery.
They have, and probably in Idaho. So, really, these two teams, they are the two worst FBS defenses.
They are.
They are 133 and 134. Kent State is 134. Ball State is 133. Okay. Kent State has not won a game yet this year. Ball State has only won one game, and they narrowly beat an FCS team, which Kent State lost to their FCS team in Flash Dance against St. Francis. Also, one little tidbit about Kent State is that they are the only FBS school that has not had a lead in any game this season.
Okay, that's a wild fact, by the way.
Yes.
They have not held a lead. There are three teams that have never been behind. And that is, of course, the equal powers of Texas, Indiana, and Army. But this is the only team.
Texas A&I, right? Texas A&I? Texas, Indiana, and Army.
Oh,
thank you.
But yes, Kent State has never led. Javelinas are doing really well this year, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, they have never led in a game this entire year. I appreciate just basically the moment of silence that I gave you on the podcast for the Texas Army and Indiana joke that will not fly. Really?
Arthur, I need you to leave the massive amounts of silence after that joke, too.
Yes, it was a lot.
Add like three times more silence.
I don't have a cricket sound effect, but I got one.
Well, there was cricket.
Listener can imagine that.
Oh, yeah. It'll just be dead silence for like 5 seconds.
Kevin definitely had crickets on his recording last podcast episode, because in the episode, I could hear crickets behind Kevin. Okay, why else, Kamish?
Okay, so we typically go to Parker Stats Awards, NCAAinsiders.com to see the previews, and we get some analytics here. So this is not just like, hey, we're flying by the seat of our pants to try to find the game of the week. We actually look at advanced stats on things such as this. Like, your people are going to look at the normal podcast. They're going to look at advanced stats for Texas and Oklahoma, as Jordan had to talk about earlier today. And let's horns down them again. But, again, the cannons don't work. We're going to do that. They're gonna say, hey, does Mississippi State have a chance against Georgia, or what's Alabama gonna do against South Carolina? We're gonna be talking about the analytics of Ball State and Kent State. Parker's preview has the win probability for Ball State at 49.72%, and the Kent State win probability at 50.28%.
You know what that is?
Yes, it is.
Oh shit, we got the coin flip noise now.
Yeah. The coin flip is here, and it is perfect for this game.
It is.
The projected points total on Parker's stats for preview. Ball State 33.83 points. Kent State 33.92 points.
And Commish, the rest of this image. So Puddles misplaced my niece this morning, my 3-year-old niece.
It happens.
And I haven't seen this much red since I found her fist deep in the cherry pie that she found in the fridge.
Oh,
after
hell
we
yeah.
couldn't find her for 15 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Do crimes.
I mean, this is on Puddles.
It is.
Yeah.
Puddles,
this was
crime encourager. Accessory to crime.
Yeah, I found her in the basement, sitting on the couch, eating a cherry pie, just like grabbing fistfuls of pie out of the middle, watching HBO.
Hell yes.
The life.
Uh-huh.
My favorite one here on this whole graph, which is so much red.
There's
but
so much red.
My favorite one here is Ball State's defense versus Kent State's offense. 3rd and 4th down success. Ball State is ranked 134th. Kent State is ranked 134th.
Something's gotta give.
Something's gotta give here.
Ball State's defense is giving up 3rd and 4th downs 54% of the time.
Yes.
Penn State's offense is only getting them 20% of the time.
19.6%. Let's get exact here. I love these two teams. The EPA margin, the expected points added margin. Ball State, 134th. Kent State, 133rd. There is so many of these two right next to each other. The defense, the EPA rush, like there has to be
the best unit of this game is Ball State's offense.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're great, it's that they're better.
Yeah.
And the worst unit on this team is probably Kent State's offense.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a wet noodle of a fight. But Kamish, I think you're right that this one's going to be real close. It should be a very good game.
It should be. And this feels like one of Kent State's last opportunity to win a game. You have the wagon wheel game in November as normal, but and they host that
their
one.
best shot, I think.
This could be their best shot, and Ball State, they're looking for their first FBS win. This has like committee #1 game of the week all over it, and I feel like this one here, it's two MAC teams, and I don't feel like we're punching down on these folks.
No,
because they're
It's
playing
gonna be a
each
good
other.
game.
I feel like it's going to be a fantastic game, and it's a must watch for us because there's so much on the line for this one here.
Yeah, and what I like to say for the committee game of the week is, and every time we have the debates in the Discord or whatever, I always say the Sickos committee game of the week has to be the game that A, it's going to be fun to watch, but B, only us and our followers are going to watch. And outside of Ball State and Kent State fans, it's not like even other MAC schools, this isn't going to have like division title implications. This is going to be a very good game that very few people are going to see. And that to me is the ingredients for Sickos Committee Game of the Week. Like, yes, Florida State Cal was a fun game, but as we mentioned at the time, it was also a very popular game It was a good Sickos Committee game of the week for the narrative surrounding it. But sometimes you just need an all football is good football y'all game of the week, and I think this might be it.
Also, like, these are two teams that are going to be playing with hopes of winning this game.
Yeah, both teams go into this game knowing they got a shot. Yeah, there is no. I mean, there isn't any. It's a division opponent, and I'm sorry, not a division opponent, a conference opponent. They got rid of division, right? I think.
They are indivisible.
Indivisible.
One nation. Indivisible.
I mean, I feel the same way as a Teal fan every year when the Bethany game comes around. Like, we are probably going to score multiple touchdowns, and we might even win it.
Yeah, and this is, Kent has had some offensive fireworks against Pitt, had a little bit against Eastern Michigan. They have something, and then Ball State's defense is their weak link. Even though Kent State's offense is rough, but I mean, Kent State's got their third string quarterback. This again, ESPN Plus. This is a quad box special right here.
For sure.
This is the upper left-hand corner of your quad box with the sound on game of the week.
So other options in case we decide that this isn't for us.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in a Wisconsin at Rutgers at 11 a.m. as well? This is on Big Ten Network. This feels like porridge, like oatmeal.
The thing that's weird to me about this game is that because now the Big Ten has even stupider members, no offense, Rutgers, this feels normal. This feels like a game that should be happening. This is a normal conference game, and I kind of hate that.
It's two teams that historically play very similar. Now, Wisconsin doesn't exactly play like the Wisconsin of old, but they still play a little slower than the average team. Rutgers, like you said, they want to play in porridge. That's their whole identity. So this is the kind of game that's going to, if you watch it, and it's on the Big Ten Network, if you watch it, it's going to feel like a Sickos Committee game because it's going to go so slow and the plays are going to be so brutal, but it's going to still be fun because it's probably going to be really close right at the end.
I will say that Rutgers is a favorite in this game in Vegas and according to other numbers as well.
By how much?
2.5.
Okay.
So it's at Rutgers.
So okay. Yeah, that's a coin flip. Yay.
Getting there. Okay, so maybe not that one. At the same time as Red River kicks off, we also have Cal at Pitt.
Yeah, we do.
And can I say that Cal and Pitt fans online seem to like each other too much for this rivalry to have any real juice?
Correct. We're just having fun. We're all just here for a good time. We're both blue and yellow urban schools with script. And we're just having a good time. And I have been enjoying Cal Twitter very much, especially the folks who are making homemade memes rather than having AI make them for them. Mm-hmm. Most notably, at Cal Care Bear, who photoshopped kaiju Oski peeking over a sheets and just captioned it, "He comin'."
It looked like my sheets too.
I know the difference between super sheets and your sheets. So I know there are two different sheets. So I can recognize those. Yes. I'm learning. This one, Pit Girl, I know you single screen Pit games. This should be a really fun game for y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend asked me earlier today if I was going to be mad if we lost this game to Cal. And honestly, no. Cal's pretty good. I would like us to continue being undefeated, right? But if we have a competitive game and this is the one that we drop, okay, it's fine.
Now that I haven't seen the bowl season account doing shirts for bowl eligible teams, does this game even matter anymore?
That's right. This would be your bowl eligible.
Pitt trying to go for a 6th win. I'm upset about this because it's just too early in the year. I had something planned for Pitt being bowl eligible, and it's just way too hot for it. it's going to be like 65, 70 degrees. I had a whole thing planned.
I want to say something about this game here.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So both schools, I know you said you've been like friendly, but it seems like this is the, Pitt's brother that left the house and just moved to the West Coast.
Yeah.
This is Pitt's brother that, I really love fries on my sandwich, but I need a little bit of avocado.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going
They
West
do
Coast.
put fries in the burrito in parts of
They
California.
do. So there are fries in the burrito. But yeah, and with a little bit of avocado. I feel like these two schools are, the brother that moved away to the West Coast. Like you grew up together.
No, this is the Parent Trap.
Oh,
I like this.
Which one is short-haired Pitt?
I think Pitt is short-haired Pitt.
Pitt is short-haired Pitt.
It's funny because you said Parent Trap, and I almost started singing the theme to the Patty Duke Show, which was an old-ass TV show about twins.
Wait, so they're both Lindsay Lohan?
Yes.
Or Haley Mills, depending.
Who are we trying to get back together? The old conference alignment?
Yes, you're trying to get the conferences back together. The Pac-12 to get back together, and the Big East to get back together.
Yeah.
What if this is what if this is the Pitt brother that went out to become a tech bro though?
Yeah, and then he brought back the tech to Pitt.
I mean, you don't have to leave Pittsburgh to become a tech bro.
That's right.
No. I'm talking about, let's say, the Pitt brother that left in the 80s, and then went to California, and then brought the tech back in like the late 90s.
Like Prometheus bringing fire to humans. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was nothing but coal and steel until Prometheus came back and gave you a computer.
We do have a Google office.
Pitt brother was living here in Allentown, and they were closing all the factories down, and so he decided to move all the way across the country.
There's so much lore here. Go ahead.
Where do you think Allentown is?
I know it's the east side. It doesn't work. It's fine.
There is a neighborhood in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking about like the neighborhood. Like
no, I was talking about the Billy Joel song. Sorry.
Yeah, I knew where you were going.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not getting the reference.
You were definitely not getting the Allentown reference.
I almost think it's funnier if the lore is actually flipped, and this is and Pitt is Cal's brother that moved out east and learned the ACC ways and invited their brother to join the ACC.
That could work too.
Okay.
I'm moving east, Cal, man. I got to get away from these earthquakes. I got to get away from this crazy weather out here, and I need to be with real people. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He became a real American.
I'm gonna be a real American.
To look for America.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Forget you, San Jose Sharks. I want to be a Pittsburgh Penguins fan."
God,
big Patrick Marleau head.
Forget you, San Francisco Giants. I'm going to become a Pirates fan. Oh, God. No.
Why?
Don't do that.
He did the reverse Barry Bonds?
No, that's a good one. What about Air Force at New Mexico on True TV at 6 p.m.?
Back, Air Force.
So these True TV games have been pretty good. They haven't stuck out as much as the CW games because they haven't been putting I feel like they're not putting the real Mountain West bangers on True TV, but I have been enjoying them when I've been catching them. I just forget they're there sometimes. Kamish?
All right. This one is good too. I'm going to screen cap the thing. It's a little bit closer. So Air Force, welcome back. You did throw a touchdown pass against Navy.
I'm so proud of you.
Which was nice. You probably learned from the Blue Angels. It's okay.
Beth, we had so many people in our goddamn mentions being like, Beth was right. They're not Air Force Army 2 anymore. Your fucking joke that you made happened, and I hate you for it.
Yeah, it did. But there's the projections for that one.
Okay.
The only problem is that New Mexico's offense is good.
Yes. They've been very good. Remember,
Devin Dampier is good.
People have forgotten what happened against Montana State week 0.
Yeah.
When they gave Montana State a real run for it.
I'm still remembering them dropping 39 late night on Arizona.
Yes.
But I mean, they gave up 61 to Arizona, but they can put up some points, and they did really well against New Mexico State last week. And was it last week? I think so. But yeah, their offense is good. I like their offense. Their game plan is good. They play to the strengths of their quarterback. Their quarterback's mobile. He has a good rushing attack. Air Force, I don't know what they got. They had one touchdown pass last week, and that was it.
That's you know what? More than they had.
They got their name back. Now, do they make their name echo in the Mountain West streets?
I don't think so, but
Are Impractical Jokers jokes still good while they're on True TV, or are they played out now?
That's fine. I mean, it's the only show True TV actually shows, so it's the only joke that's possible.
Air Force coming.
Oh, sorry. I believe they're also playing. Hold up. Did I see Angels in the Outfield? Oh, yes. They're showing Angels in the Outfield Thursday night, in case you're wondering, at 9 p.m.
I mean, Air Force has wings, too. They're Falcons.
That movie's a goddamn delight.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild to me to see what some of these channels have on, because like Saturday afternoon is like prime, just like throw on a movie times. And it's just, especially when it's like USA Network, when they're putting a bunch of games on Peacock, and I'm like, oh, like what's so busy that USA Network can't show a game? And it's like, oh, like we're airing Mechanic Resurrection starring Jason Statham.
Hey, Speed's on.
No,
Right.
but it's not even Speed. Like it's like movies where, because like if Speed's on, like I'll probably watch that over college football. Like I'll be looking through the guide and I'll say like, really, that movie? Like really,
Look,
they're
man,
showing
if it's USA Network, the chances are they're going to be showing episodes of SVU. Like that's basically what that shows.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's not like their typical. I'm talking their typical Saturday afternoon.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Like they typically like they'll just have movies, but it's not even like there's movies where I'd be like, oh, I get like you're showing like some MCU movies, or you're showing like Star Wars or something like that, where it's like, oh, that's like a thing that people will watch. Like, man, like who's being like, yep, oh, I got to drop everything. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguards on USA Network.
So you're telling me that that you don't think a bunch of people are going to be like, listen, I could watch the 3:30 slate this Saturday, or I could watch Rampage on USA.
I just saw that.
Rampage is a great movie. Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's 3:30.
Arthur Pitt is on at 3:30.
Look. This is why I'm gonna have to be watching Rampage on my phone in the stands. I hope I can get reception well enough. Because, man, let me tell you, if you
like the
haven't
idea
seen
of a
Rampage,
quad box with one game and 3 movies.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Rampage, it's based on the video game. So there's like animals that get real big.
Oh yeah.
And in like the climax of the movie, they set it up so it is it's a giant wolf and a giant crocodile versus a giant gorilla and Dwayne Johnson. Like Dwayne Johnson doesn't get any power-ups or anything, but like he's a part of like the tag team. Like he's trying to like swing like rebar from the destruction or just do something in this like fight. And he's fully in it, but it's like he's still like just Dwayne Johnson.
Just so we're clear, that's George, Lizzie, and Ralph. Those monsters have names.
I am
that's
falling
right,
down
yes.
a USA rabbit hole over here, because next weekend they're doing the Fast and the Furious, then Too Fast, Too Furious, then a NASCAR race, then the Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious again.
Perfect book ending.
I guess this is my opportunity to see a Fast and a Furious.
Twice.
The time slot that I'm not liking nowadays is Friday night Big Ten on Fox.
But like sometimes it has the juice.
You're not liking?
Yeah, I don't like those games. For some reason, they have not captured me. I know.
Duke Northwestern with the football bunny, Jordan.
Okay, but that was fine. But like Northwestern at Maryland, or what was the last week one? Michigan State going to Oregon when they got destroyed.
That was later. That was later though.
That was whatever. I think the thing about Northwestern at Maryland is that
you forgot about Nerd Law.
Yeah, true. Say it one more time, Pit Girl. I didn't hear you.
I think the thing about Northwestern at Maryland, and the thing that's like not grabbing us about this, is that sadly it's at Maryland.
Yeah.
I fully disagree with Jordan. I just gotta say, the Friday night Big Ten games have been like perfect. What you put on the TV Friday night, you got nothing else going on.
Yeah, last week they missed. Like Michigan State and Oregon, just no. Because again, that's not what you put on Fridays. You don't put Oregon on Fridays. If it was Michigan State, you're having them play Rutgers, or you're having them play Indiana, or you're having them play Illinois. Give me green and orange on Friday night. Yeah, just you know, I mean, that's what you do. Like, this feels a little bit better here.
This week's Friday it's not the original schedule because of the hurricane. We've already had USF and Memphis were supposed to play, and that game has been moved. I think they said they were going to wait until after the hurricane and then see. Maybe they can play it on Saturday. We'll find out. But I did just look it up, and so you know how they're playing Rampage at 3:30 on USA on Saturday.
Yep.
Well, they're also playing it 11:45 p.m. Friday night on USA Network. So that's another one where, hey, I got to go to the Pitt game on Saturday, Friday night at 11:45 p.m. I mean, I own the movie on DVD, of course, but
of course.
I was about to say I was marking that down for a Christmas gift for you, Arthur.
No, I already have it.
He's already got it.
I'm not kidding about this, by the way. I remember when I was at the ACC basketball tournament this year. I think it was when Duke lost to NC State. I watched that game from the John Taffer's restaurant right next to the arena, and then I went back to my hotel after the game was over. And I was like getting ready, like, okay, like, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm gonna be doing like sightseeing all day the next day.
Hold on,
and
John Taffer has a restaurant?
Oh yeah, of course he has actually.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't know. Like, how many restaurants does this dude have?
I don't know. He has
the rescuer.
He has a bunch. No. I'm saying like this is his own restaurant. Like,
how many times do you think people go into his restaurant and just open the door and go, "Shut it down"?
Well, it didn't happen when I was dining there. Okay. I had a
but I feel like if you got drunk enough or something like that, you just go into John Taffer's restaurant and just scream, "Shut it down."
It seems like one of those things that, like, it happens so often, but everyone who does it thinks they're doing it for the first time.
Yes.
So they kick down the door and do it, and the bartender doesn't even look up from cleaning.
Yeah, well, I would say I bet you probably wouldn't get super drunk because his bartenders are probably trained not to overserve people. But no, but so anyway, I was just saying, like, I was like ready to go to bed. It was like 11 p.m. and Rampage was just starting on like some movie channel in the hotel. And I stayed up for the whole movie. I was tired as hell the next day, but like it was just like, oh, Rampage is on.
The number of movies that must be on your "I can't go to bed, this is on" list has to just be astronomical.
Arthur never sleeps.
My sleep schedule is terrible.
I bet.
I mean, again, you're on a rampage against melatonin.
On this game, I want you to guess who's favored. NC State. Sorry, my bad. Northwestern Maryland.
Northwestern Maryland. Who's the favored?
Yeah,
I would say Maryland.
I'm gonna say Maryland just because they're at home.
It is Maryland by about 9.5.
9?
That is more than I expected.
That's so many.
That's a lot of points.
This game might not end with going over 9.
Yeah, this feels like a weird Friday night game. I don't know. Big Ten Fox Friday nights are going to have to bring me back in. I'm not feeling that yet. For me, it's still Friday nights are still Mountain West fun. That's still where my bread is buttered on those nights.
I thought you were going to tune into Bally Sports Texas High School Football, which I found on my totally legal streaming service the other day.
I mean, absolutely. Hey, South Oak Cliff High School, go Golden Bears, SOC. So another ACC game. Again, I see Maryland. I'm like, it's an ACC team. Syracuse at NC State, 7 p.m. on Saturday, ACC Network. This one has some juice. This one is away from the Dome.
Yeah.
Syracuse does not play as well away from the Dome. But it's also NC State, who is hitting every branch on the way down from the tree. I feel like they are just face first in this.
It's the Pop-Tart Bowl curse. Strawberry cursed them.
I feel like the thing with this game though is that Syracuse is not out of it. By it, I don't know what, but they're not out of like having a really, really good season.
No.
Maybe a backdoor playoff bid, maybe a title game if they win the title game. But this would be the make or break to have a really good season. They have to win this game, because if they don't, like, NC State's not a bad team, but they're not a team you want to have on your loss record.
This is a classic Saturday night ACC game. This is the 7 p.m. ACC network game. This is the primetime game. It's Syracuse and NC State. This is red versus orange.
I wish these games had like a good rock, like ACC 7 p.m. game had like a good rock anthem, like get ready for Monday Night Football on whatever, like the old Monday Night Football songs. Like, it needs to be like, these two teams on the ACC network, 7 p.m. You're probably watching something on Fox, but this is on too. Things like that.
Are you ready for some Coastal?
Yeah, basically. There you go. Thank you. Nailed it.
Potter!
Because
we got Otto and Mr. and Mrs. Wolf ready to get the thing started.
Because it's similar. Yeah, that's... Hey, you want to make some orange juice?
Otto came back from Las Vegas, and he's got some ideas.
Maybe some mimosas.
Just make sure you take the antibiotics. That's all I'm saying.
If you cut open an orange and then just turn a bottle of champagne into it, and then put a straw on the other side, could you do that? Does that make them like a portable mimosa?
I'm doing a sight gag.
Jordan, have you ever eaten an orange?
Yeah, I have.
They don't strike me as like, it's not like a watermelon, right? Like there's not space in there for you to add additional liquid. They're pretty dense.
Okay, what if you put like a power drill into it and like mushed up the inside?
So then you have created extremely pulpy orange juice.
Okay.
Okay.
Never mind. We're back to this. No,
that's a lot of pulp.
Which I'm fine with, but I will say one thing, that if you mix pulpy orange juice with a carbonated beverage, all the pulp floats to the top, and then you get this layer.
God.
And then you skim it off the top, put it in a bowl.
Yes. And then you blend it further.
Right.
Oh, this is awful. No,
and then you can either press it into construction paper or chew it for a while, like cud.
Okay, fine. No, fuck it. CW Network.
Can I get a jug of all pulp?
No. 11 a.m.
All pulp.
11 a.m. on the CW. Georgia Tech at North Carolina.
You can just push your fingers through it like focaccia.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Pulpcaccia.
Oh, God.
Is this Mac Brown's last stand?
Might have to floss under your nails.
I think Mac Brown's out of juice, man.
I think he is out of juice.
Just like that orange
I do not think it is his last stand. UNC is not the kind of school that fires a coach mid-season.
I just imagine
this might be if Mac gets blown, if our engineers run over the Tar Heels in this game, Mac might just walk out and walk straight to Stanford.
No, I don't think Mac would just do that. I think Mac would just make the announcement that this is his last year halfway through it.
Yeah, that feels more
I think it feels that way. And when you said Mac Brown's last stand, I just immediately pictured Cowboy Mac Brown as George Custer. Mac Brown's last stand, and it's Brent Key. It's a Western showdown.
I was trying to see. Wait, no, hold up! They fired Larry Fedora mid-season.
They did.
They did.
But that's Larry Fedora.
Yeah, but that was Larry Fedora.
Well, yeah. I was interested because apparently Larry Fedora played college ball at Austin College in Sherman, Texas. Austin College comes up a lot in our like in the stories we tell for some reason.
This is Cradle of Sickos.
That or Iowa Wesleyan. That's always the one that comes up too for us. This is Georgia Tech is favored by a lot by most of the numbers. Which feels weird, but I don't think I have an argument against that.
So last year, Georgia Tech basically upset North Carolina. And
Yes.
now they come into these games with roles completely reversed. Now, this game is now basically what Georgia Tech was last year. It feels like that's what North Carolina is.
Yes.
I don't feel like I have a good handle on who Georgia Tech is yet.
I mean, it's
I kind of know what they are.
what
I
are
feel
they?
like they are that team that is just the perfect level of they can run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They have an offensive line. They can get pressure with their D lines. They're solid in the trenches. I'll say that. They're
Okay.
not big and flashy. They're solid in the trenches. And they have a good running back, a solid. They just feel like they're just very solid.
They're a
like-
well-built house of a team.
They are a well-built hornet's nest or
Okay.
yellow jacket nest. We'll say that. It is a good one. It is one that you will not try to take out yourself. You will have to call an exterminator to take out this yellow jacket nest. It is Mac Brown the exterminator? Probably not.
I googled Cowboy Mac Brown, and I did not know that there was a former Crimson Tide football player and film actor named John Mac Brown who is in Western films. So
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
Cowboy Mac Brown does exist.
John Mac Brown.
The last game I want to talk about before we go to our ads is Big Noon Saturday.
Oh my
Washington
God, really?
at Iowa.
Wait, this is Big Noon
11
in
a.m.
Iowa
on
City?
Fox. 11 a.m. on Fox.
This feels like it might be Washington's "Oh my God, what did we get ourselves into?" game.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Because
That wasn't the Rutgers game?
no, I don't think it was. Because I think you get like I think you could say like, okay, it's still September, new conference, things are a little
New
bit weird
coach.
here.
Yeah, we flew entirely across the country.
Across
We're
the
playing
country,
on a
like
Friday.
we're trying to get used to this new thing.
Yeah.
And this is the game where you play and you go, oh my God, it's all this. Oh my God, oh no. We have to do this for a couple more months.
We have joined the Oops All Utah conference.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sorry, I was wrong. The actual Big Noon kickoff like show
Oh, okay.
will be at BYU Arizona.
Okay. All right.
But this is like the Fox 11 a.m. time slot.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Big
Big
Noon
Noon.
Saturday.
right. And
Big nude. Saturday.
yeah, this feels
This may not be where the kickoff is, but this is the nude game.
like this is
Okay.
just
This is
Welcome.
you're locked in here with us.
Mhm.
Don't forget to wave at the kids.
We made the joke about Oops All Utah, but like these Pac teams are realizing real fast that the more you struggle, the more you sink in.
That is
Mhm.
also, this is not a joke. We have never told a joke on this podcast.
No, this is going to be
No, this is an experiment where these Pac-12 teams are watching the Big Ten unhinge its jaw and just digest them for 3 months.
Now I just remembered I made a mistake on the last podcast because the Big Ten. Yeah, they beat Northwestern. Washington beat Northwestern 24-5. How could I forget a fiver for their first Big Ten win?
Yeah.
But they still haven't got a Big Ten win on the road for this one. And then, oh man, it's at noon, so it's not Ames at night. Which I'm not Ames. Jesus Christ,
Oh,
Iowa City.
Ooh.
Oh.
Good Lord.
It wasn't me this time.
Yeah, I messed that one up. Sorry, Cyclones and
Also
and Hawkeyes.
it's
Y'all both
Central
hate me.
Time, so it'll be 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be man.
Iowa's
Jed
favored,
Fish-
and that's all I'm going to
Jed-
tell you.
Jed Fish left Arizona for this.
Mm-hmm.
Willingly did this. Went to Washington
Yeah, on purpose.
on purpose.
Knowing they were already in the Big Ten.
knowing they were already in the Big Ten, and the schedule was already set
Mm-hmm.
when he left, I believe. Yeah, I don't. I want to look at Jed Fish halfway through the third quarter, and I want to look at his facial expression.
Yes.
I want to see that. That's all I want to see of this game. I just want that.
I mean, we saw how mad Lincoln Riley got after
After he
The
got
Minnesota
Minnesota.
game.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot
got
Minnesota.
the boat
Jordan-
rode on him.
Yeah, he was
I'm
a
gonna-
grumpy Gus.
I'm going to need you or someone else just to be prepared to take like a series of photographs of Jedfish, and then we can just do the like Jedfish disappointment meter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The jetfish being consumed by the Iowa python meter. Yes.
Yep.
Ooh, I wonder. Okay. I have an idea. We'll see.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, folks. We have things that we're going to plug. First off, the Varsity app for free. Our friends over at Learfield basically have all of the college radio calls that you could want on a weekend on the Varsity app. It is free to listen to. And our favorite one is the College Football Blitz, which is college football red zone. 12 hours every Saturday where they jump back and forth from game to game to give you all the highlights of all the biggest moments. The best part is towards the end of the day, too, when there are fewer games on, they'll cut back just to other fun stuff, which is how I heard the radio call of Temple UConn and the fumble and that ending. It was great. The Temple announcers were absolutely jumping up and pounding the table. It was wonderful. If you're listening to the Blitz and you see our tweet, it's always our pinned tweet on Saturday. Post a picture of yourself listening to the Blitz and get a free koozie, possibly, in a giveaway.
Yeah, I don't even know how many more we got left. I got to reach out to Hartzell.
Check out our link tree on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky for various discounts. Sign up for our Patreon. That gets you for $5 a month. You get access to our Discord where we chat about weekly rankings debates. We live chat during games. We holler about stuff throughout the week, do research, and stuff like that. We also have our specialty podcasts, including Commissioner's Corner, Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, and the Prairie View Chronicles. We have episodes of Commissioner's Corner and Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, more of those coming out soon-ish, so we'll get there on that. We have our merch store, sickoscommittee.org, with all the things that you could possibly want. I have a couple new things I'm planning for this weekend as well, including a committee member in good standing. I think that's what the wording we ended up with on a shirt. Check out our YouTube, our Instagram, and our Twitch, our Substack. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses Podcast. They go to places we refuse to go. And as always, Home Field Apparel for the comfiest, softest, officially licensed collegiate apparel. Using offer code yes, yes, 3 HAS for 15% off your first order. And our Sickos Hat Showcase, which is special this year. This week, Commish, we have
Syracuse and NC State.
Yes. And so, what are the two hats? I didn't look at them.
They're in the graphic in the Discord.
Let me see.
The Q's hat's very good.
The Q's hat, it just says Q's. The NC State is the NC
yes.
State script corduroy hat.
Oh yeah, the Q's hat is great. And folks, if you like those hats, use offer code yes, hat, yes. That is 2 hats for 25% off those hats and any other ones still available in the Sickos Hat Showcase. And that offer is good no matter how many times you ordered from Homefield before. So use that.
With Credit Karma, finding the right credit card for you is easy. Our app analyzes user profiles to suggest personalized recommendations. Visit creditkarma.com today to explore cards tailored to your needs. Credit Karma, simplifying your financial choices.
Hey, Prime members, have you heard? You can listen to your favorite podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free podcast. That's amazon.com/ad-free podcast to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Okay, other games that might interest us. We have 8 p.m. Central, Minnesota at UCLA. This one, y'all, is like, okay, so I come from a UCLA fan, like in-laws, I've told you this before. And so I am nominally a UCLA fan. It's tough to watch this year. Minnesota is going to the West Coast. Not something they do very often. And I have confidence in UCLA here.
This is a combination of teams that my brain is having trouble with. It's as if I went to Thanksgiving at someone's house and they're like, we stuffed the bird with Lucky Charms. And I'm like, I've never even considered doing that before. Why would you do that? I don't even know how that would taste. That's how I'm feeling about this game.
It's the TikTok recipe game of the week.
I'm stuck on Lucky Charms stuffing because you know how when you put Lucky Charms in milk and you let the marshmallows rehydrate?
Let's go and plump that bird right on up.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Do you
I
know
think
how many
about what-
times?
What color the stuffing would be after
Oh.
all the juice has trickled through the multicolored marshmallows.
We call it turkey fruity.
You know how many times these two teams played each other?
I do because I just looked it up.
0?
3 times. This was a Rose Bowl in
it was.
1962.
Hold on. Now I need to find out everything about the 1962 Rose Bowl. Hold up, keep talking. I gotta look things up.
Well, I have a quick question just about this game.
Oh god, the whole that whole Rose Bowl is available online with sound.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god, yes. Minnesota UCLA. Just tweet that right now.
Do you think PJ Fleck's lawyers were smart enough to include a clause in the contract where if Minnesota plays at the Rose Bowl, he gets a bonus?
No. If it says plays in the Rose Bowl.
This was one of the weird ones. This is one of the ones where the Ohio State's faculty council declined the bid. So that's why Minnesota went. They were the runner-up, but they still went to the Rose Bowl.
Oh.
Keep talking. I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I love that era where that was a thing that could happen.
Yeah, there was a rule that the Big Ten team couldn't go to the Rose Bowl in back-to-back years.
Yeah, they had that for a while.
They had that for a while. Then there was a time where the Big Ten was just like, no bowl games for us. We are too serious about football. Our student athletes. Blah, 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 blah. Now they have Washington, UCLA, USC, Oregon, all in the Big Ten.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. How times change. We are too good for this.
These times they are changing. Okay, I found that. Thank you. Yep, keep going.
I just both of these schools have Minnesota versus USC last week, right? That was like an ugly uniform matchup. Is that safe to say? That was not pretty.
Yes.
Like
it was not
pretty.
pleasing.
It was not pleasing to the eye. Not commenting on the football. I'm just talking about the uniform matchup, the aesthetics of the game itself. Minnesota UCLA. They both kind of have gold helmets.
This feels like off-brand USC UCLA. Like if you took USC, it was like, oh, we have USC at home. Here's Minnesota.
By beating USC, they have taken their rivalries last week.
We have McDonald's at home Rose Bowl.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, we now know what the key was to beating USC was, they I don't want to say it was a performance enhancing beverage. But they did have.
Oh yes,
they had some magic. Yeah, they called it the Antidote of Confidence. Which I'm not sure if does that mean like it makes you less confident, so you're not overconfident, or it like makes you more confident. I'm not sure, but I figured I would try my own little. We'll call it the Antidote of podcasting, right? So, just open this up right here.
Still got.
I didn't have. They had this. Like the article said, it was like Sprite in a capsule. Of
do you?
Who has capsules? Like,
where do you get?
Does PJ Fleck have like just capsules hanging around that he's injecting with Sprite?
Goldie
what does
has them.
Capsule mean?
If you spin Goldie's head around, that is a prescription bottle.
So I know this is wrong. I know this is wrong, but I'm picturing the slightly larger edible bubble things that really, really pretentious people will put cocktails in sometimes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I know Jordan knows what I'm talking about, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Like food safe Tide Pods.
I was thinking about boba, but
no, bigger than that.
See, but now I'm thinking like PJ Fleck has like a handful of just empty pills.
Yes.
Come on down to
Fleck.
PJ's Loose Pills Emporium.
Right, like it's like he was passing around like a freezer baggie of pills with Sprite in them.
Pastor John Fleck, apothecary.
PJ's Placebo Palace.
Well, I didn't have any capsules or anything like that, so I found the weirdest beverage container that I could find in the kitchen is right here. It's a plastic baseball.
Okay.
Okay.
Plastic baseball and Alizé.
Okay.
Do you fridge your Alizé?
I mean, I don't think you have to like keep it cool for like food safety reasons, but I
for taste
would want to drink
reasons.
it warm.
Right. Okay. Well,
right.
Thank you for your Alizé update.
It looks like you're making off-brand Orangina.
Yeah, it says serve cold on the
no shit
on the bottle.
I also was thinking of like Gashapon, like
oh god,
like those kinds of capsules.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, no, you got me thinking of Gachapon Pharmacy now.
Ooh, it's Percocet.
Yay!
The urgent care near my house has a teledoc pharmacy. So once you see the urgent care doctor, there's a little like kiosk you go to and you talk to a pharmacist and the pills just dispense right there. Right? Isn't that awesome?
What happens? Is it like, so it's like a vending machine kind of, but there's like a Zoom person inside it. What happens when like it gets like, you know how the vending machine, sometimes it'll get stuck and then you get 2 Cokes? Like, oh shit, yeah, the vending machine gave me Adderall. Fuck yes.
Free Mounjaro for me.
Bonus pills.
Yay!
It's like Popeyes. You don't get what you need. Get what you deserve.
Exactly right. I thought I got antibiotics for my for my sore throat. What I got was a fuck ton of Adderall.
This podcast is not medical advice or opinion.
What happened? Is there like a menu? Like, can you be like, oh shit, I meant to hit D6, I hit D5.
No, they
god. Now in my head it's like the Coke Dial-A-Drink thing.
Oh god.
Pharmacy freestyle?
We're inventing new varieties of purple drink every day.
Pharmacy freestyle would be so goddamn good.
And we're just gonna...
man, someone needs to make that. I mean, they shouldn't probably.
Isn't that just what a compounding pharmacy is? Is nothing but pharmacy freestyle?
If you get deep enough in the menus, you get Dimetapp back in. Great.
I am again just imagining Coke freestyle for lean. This is just where my brain is now. Thank you.
Going up to the pharmacist and asking to see the secret menu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's. if it's anything like the soda companies, they're always like doing like special flavors or something. Like, what's like the seasonal narcotic that you can get at this pharmacy?
Ooh, it's pumpkin spice Percocet.
Or they go even farther
as a band name.
They go even farther into like, oh, we're doing throwbacks. Like suddenly it's like, yeah, like you can get Quaaludes again here, but only while supplies last.
We're throwing it back to mercury pills here.
Jesus.
Is there what about an exclusive drug that you can only get at Taco Bell?
You want some apple cinnamon metformin?
Is that your Baja Blast?
Baja Blast barbiturates.
We were doing a whole new meaning to getting Baja Blasted.
Baja Blaster neurodivergence.
Oh god.
Big Ten, you did this to us. You put Minnesota and UCLA in the same conference, and look what happened.
And my Xanax is Baja Blasted.
It's because we had to have an antidote of confidence.
That's right.
Oh, that's where that came from. That's right.
Yes, just to remind you how we got here.
Dr.
Can I get my Fluxtine?
Competence.
Can I get my Fluxtine supersized?
There's like, I'm thinking too, because like if you've ever been to Japan, like they have a much wider range of like what vending machines can do. Like there's got to be like, you know, ones where you can like they can like mix something together. Like I don't know. We gotta sit down and we gotta actually start this as a company, because I feel like there's a big demand here.
We will be sued out of existence in minutes.
Row the boat.
Gotta take the right thing.
Row the boat to the Cayman Islands.
Louisville at Virginia, ACC Network 230. In case you don't want to watch Pit and Cal or Red River, this is also an option.
Or Rampage.
Or Rampage, yes.
Christ, how much Rampage stuff? I gotta watch Rampage now. He's convinced me just as much as he talked about it. I gotta watch Rampage. Speaking of Rampage, Anthony Calandria.
Yeah, that's
one.
That's the reason to watch this game, is to see what Anthony Calandria is going to do. I do like the two CBS Sports Network options we have listed here back to back. On Thursday night, we have Mitsu and Louisiana Tech. By the way, Louisiana Tech now follows us.
Hey.
On Twitter.
I think it's just their sports, not the football team.
Well, that's fine, because they're gonna learn real fast. Where we don't have lots of hate for folks, but hating on Louisiana Tech is a constant in our thing.
It's part of our brand standard.
As soon as you put that in the chat, I just immediately respond. I'm in the middle of a meeting and I see that. I just immediately go, boo.
The other game that I'm actually very interested in for nefarious dark reasons.
This is perverse, nefarious, dark reasons.
Y'all.
Oh my God, yeah.
Jordan has unique tastes.
Oh God.
Unconditional desires.
I am here.
I have a shrine in my closet made of hair.
This is a Sickos Committee Game of the Week for the exact opposite reasons Kent State Ball State is.
Yeah, can I interest you guys in UAB at Army?
You want to see a dead body?
It's Army at UAB's at Army. Oh God,
this may be a hundo watch.
Oh my God.
I don't think they can score fast enough to get the hundo watch.
No,
but
well, maybe
against UAB, I think maybe they could, but I think we'll get to see the great joy of Army just putting it in like half a gear above neutral, and just sort of creep down. Yeah, we're gonna creep down the field like a tank.
Hold on. Okay,
you get this interesting thing with triple option teams when they're blowing a team out is they go like, "How do we run out the clock? We can't run more."
And they become a semi truck where it's like, hey, guess what? We have an engine brake.
I want this, Army. Get out to a big lead in the first half, and I want Army to receive the kick in the second half, and drain the entire clock in the second half on one drive. Give me a 30-minute drive.
Half an hour.
30 minutes. We track the longest scoring drive of the week. I want you to win this one. This week, Army, give it to me, please.
5 miles an hour, 48,000 RPMs.
I will say, like, if Army is close to hitting like a big number, I don't know what it'll be. It's not going to be 100, but like if they're close to like hitting 50 or close to hitting something like that, Trent Dilfer's going to call his timeouts to give Army more time to score.
Oh yeah,
that's supporting our troops.
I have never seen a coach hate his own team as much as Trent Dilfer does. It is really something.
It's hard to watch sometimes. It also is not going to help that UAB is one of the worst rushing defenses in the country. Like, it's not just that this is a bad matchup for UAB. It's the worst possible matchup for UAB.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
They cannot stop the rush.
Yeah.
Full stop.
This is behold the movable object.
This is the ultimate guilty pleasure game this weekend. Like, I'm gonna watch this one, but I won't tell anybody that I'm watching this.
I mean,
like, I'm gonna hide this one. Like, I can't let my wife see me watching this game.
This could be the game of the week, but it would be so mean of us to make it the game of the week.
It would be.
Yeah.
This is a great 2 or 3.
Come here.
Trent
baby, what are you
Trent
doing?
Dilfer deserves this,
there?
but UAB doesn't.
Baby, what are you doing over there? Nothing. Just watching the triple option.
Like, UAB fans are the ones I've seen have been like, fine. I hope they just. I hope we get put in the ground. I want this done because the Tulane game was like that broke it, and now it's just like fuck it, go just with it.
UAB fans en masse have been turned to accelerationists.
Yeah, UAB fans handshake me talking about Hugh Freeze. Man, I hope that motherfucker gets fired.
Yeah, this game is very like, look, you can pop the arms and legs off like Lego men.
A game of weird desperation on Thursday night. Coastal at James Madison.
Desperation here.
Well, James Madison has to get right with God because they got taken down by ULM.
Hey, ULM's 4-1. They might be good.
I was gonna say I like the implication that Team 134 is an act of God.
I mean, Kamish, I also just how I hate talking about Texas being good. ULM bowl team. I'm gonna keep saying it.
I believe.
Slow down. Stop.
I believe.
But Coastal and James Madison. Coastal's 4-1, but man, they don't feel that way.
Yeah,
and James Madison is 4-1. I don't think Coastal feels 4-1 right now. Like they don't have the swagger of a 4-1 like I would expect from a 4-1 Coastal Carolina.
James Madison is like my least favorite bridge hand. Like they're aces and spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Coastal's only loss was to Virginia, where Virginia kicked 2 19-yard field goals against them. Coastal blew out Jack State. They beat
bad Jack State.
They beat William and Mary. They struggled with Temple, but that's when Temple made the quarterback change, and Temple's actually been somewhat competent since then.
28-20 over Temple does not fill me with confidence.
Okay, what about UConn's 29-20?
I don't have the same expectations for UConn that I do for Coastal, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's true.
Coastal beat ODU last week, 45-37. They had 515 yards. They have a Tim Beck. Not that Tim Beck, but this Tim Beck.
This is the former Texas Tim Beck, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then JMU, they need to get right. You come off of a loss. You come off... Basically, it felt like James Madison was riding too high after beating North Carolina 70-50, after beating Ball State 63-7. And then, it's happened many times. You had a little bit too much fun in Fun Row, and you kind of regret what occurred on Saturday night when you wake up Sunday morning. And you're just like, what the hell? Why is there a camel over here and a duck call over there? But really, they're back home. This is Thursday night. Maybe James Madison was looking ahead to this game because it was a Thursday night game and they overlooked Monroe. But again, this should be fun. I don't feel like either team is in despair here. This should be this is probably a Sun Belt East title game, essentially. These two teams.
Okay. What's the funniest outcome to Vanderbilt at Kentucky?
The funniest outcome is a Kentucky win.
3-2. Baby, I'm burning.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Out a win, or if a Kentucky just shows up and drops a hundo on them.
If they show up and drop a hundo on them, and it's funny because what happens to Texas in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go that far ahead yet, but I do think the funny outcome, regardless of win or loss, is that Kentucky can stop Vanderbilt's offense because that's specifically what Alabama couldn't do.
Mm-hmm. And Kentucky is built to do that. Kentucky is built to again, they're a team that wants to throw mud in the gears and force you to play their game.
And I mean, everybody's been calling Alabama a poor man's Kentucky for years, so that makes sense.
We've all said this. I mean, some of the folks on Feinbaum said things very similar to that in much more colorful language.
Shout out to Legend.
That was
it was legendary. That's right. Alabama don't lose to Vandy, dude.
Vegas likes Kentucky by 13.5.
That's too many.
Right? Like that feels it spreads a lot, but that just feels so weird.
This feels like, okay, Vandy is fucking turned.
Oh, I mean, Vandy's fucking hungover now. And I can see how I can see how it ends up being 13, but it feels like too many.
At least it's a night game for Vandy. I'll say that. If it was like that early sleepwalking game at 11 a.m. in Kroger Field, it's on the road. Can Vandy do it again? Does anybody expect Vandy to win this one?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do. I actually do. I think Vandy wins this one.
Wow. Okay. I don't.
That's fine.
I expect I expect mistakes by Vandy. Maybe because they're college kids, there's going to be an overconfidence thing to them. Maybe they don't have it. Maybe they stay focused. Maybe they don't. But I feel like
maybe they need an antidote of confidence.
Maybe they do.
But Kamish,
PJ Fleck, we're calling you, baby.
We have seen Diego Pavia 2 years in a row now in an early game fuck up by trying too hard. It was the UMass game last year. It was the Georgia State game this year.
Yes.
And usually after that, like,
he's locked in. Okay.
He settles.
Again, this is something that's really never happened to Vandy. So it's like this is uncharted territory no matter what we're doing. I can see a close loss by Vandy, or maybe a close win.
When you're talking about how Vandy's coming into this game, you think it could be a trap game for Vandy?
Ooh, could be.
The Auburn game is now the Auburn game is now the Vandy trap game.
Yeah.
A Friday night game that I really love is Utah at Arizona State. Quick, is this a conference game?
Yes.
Quick, which conference is that?
Big 12.
The Big 12.
Big East.
It is a conference game, just not the conference you think. Utah at Arizona State on a Friday night at 9:30. Temperature in Tempe, real fast. Hold up.
Ew.
It is currently 93 degrees in Tempe. On Saturday, it will be about 90. Might be about 95 at kick.
Why is it legal to live in Arizona?
It is a monument to man's hubris.
Yep.
UTEP on Thursday night. UTEP at Western Kentucky with the Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game, like Western Kentucky is, I think, the better team here. UTEP is just having a rebuild, and we're going to just crank through that, and that's fine. Missouri at UMass, 11 a.m. ESPN2. We've had this one circled for a while, folks. Quick,
we've been talking about this one like all year.
Yeah, hey, tell me real fast, what's Missouri doing in Amherst, Massachusetts?
Hanging out, enjoying the fall leaves and the fact that weed is legal in Massachusetts.
I'm assuming they're going to New Hampshire to buy liquor.
I'm going to say this. Mm-hmm. They're going to UMass for UMass weddings. Do you remember that from a previous podcast?
Are we?
Yeah, I do.
I do remember that from a previous podcast.
Just takes a minute, man.
But also, I like the implication that perhaps UMass is the Gretna Green. For some reason.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're eloping to UMass.
We're going to go play football by special license.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going anywhere to get married where it's just like go in, fly in, get married, fly out, I'm going to the Taco Bell Cantina in Las Vegas, but Amherst is up there, I would say. Like maybe number 2.
Definitely. Do you think they do weddings like drive-through at Dunkin' in Amherst?
They should if they don't.
I mean, there's got to be which Dunkin'?
Do you take this Dunkin'-chino?
No, they got rid of the Dunkin'-chino.
I know.
They don't have the Dunkin'-chino anymore.
You can pay extra for it.
I'm demanding it.
Cold coffee?
I do think, like, if you get married at a Dunkin' in Amherst, like, there's maybe a 1 in 3 chance that Ben Affleck officiates the wedding, like, as a Dunkin' promo thing that he's doing.
Probably.
I have excellent news, folks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Worcester, Mass, December 31st, 2019. Massachusetts couple gets married at same Worcester Dunkin' Donuts where they split up in 1992.
Yes.
Love is real and never ending.
I was just going to ask where's like the college football divorce ranch, but I like it even better that this is kind of both.
A Massachusetts couple reunited for extra sweet wedding vows at the same Dunkin' Donuts where their young love splintered nearly 30 years ago.
And that couple that was together, then split up, then got back together, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
That's right. It was
Didn't work out a second time. Third time's the charm, though. I still believe.
Those kids are going to figure it out.
No, those kids will figure it out one day.
I'm looking at the Dunkin' merch website real fast, and there's some fun stuff here. I'm just going to drop one thing in the chat.
Ooh.
The Mizzou
It is
Max.
a spider donut inflatable.
Ooh.
6 feet big, It is just a spider in a donut.
Dunkin' is like the same company as I think Arby's and Jimmy John's and Sonic and like Buffalo Wild Wings. Like it's a whole thing. It's a big company. Got a lot of brands.
Mizzou I can't. I'm excited that this game is on ESPN2. Like McGurk Alumni Stadium is on ESPN2.
Hell yeah!
Because it's a Mizzou Mass. It is.
I guess I hadn't really thought about who holds UMass's single game broadcast rights, but I guess ESPN makes sense. It's like when you get the Mountain West team on main CBS because CBS Sports has the Mountain West, and then UCLA suddenly going to Hawaii. Oh, we got a CBS game.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Da, da, da,
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
See, just because TSN always aired the ESPN game, my college football song growing up was da 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 da.
Da, 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 da. See, that just makes me feel old because I miss the one with the drum line. Dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but like the good college football version.
Okay, so last few FBS games I want to talk about. Iowa State, West Virginia, 7 p.m. on Fox. It's Riot Bowl time, Beth.
Woo!
In the new black uniforms.
Ew.
The Coal Rush.
So the Coal Rush uniforms, which are not going to be in time for fans to like have their uniforms for this game that we've been asked to wear black to. So
like a funeral.
I had to find like an off-brand black WVU hoodie, which I ordered on like the fast and is supposed to arrive on Thursday. So
oh damn it. I'm out of focus again.
You are.
Focus. Nope.
Still blurry.
Keep talking. It's fine. I'll get it.
Everything's so blurry.
It's how I go through my life.
Jordan's not the same.
There we go.
Iowa State tends to be the Big 12 team that as a WVU fan just kind of makes me the maddest.
Is this like a mirror match? Do you see yourself too much in them?
Yeah, and like they're very bitey, very fighty kind of games. So naturally Puddles, I'm sure, thinks we're going to win by 35. But
do you recall an instance in which Puddles ever thought that you weren't going to win by 35?
Yes. Yeah, he will say like, like I don't, we always have a chance.
Okay.
But there's something about this where he's like, well, like we can kind of pencil in a W for this one, and I've never understood. We definitely can't ever.
Okay.
Especially with this team. But
I mean, I'm kind of excited for this game just because the way West Virginia's played the last few weeks, like it's like, yeah, like maybe, and like the way Iowa State, like they've been winning, but like especially last week against Baylor, like it wasn't like they were, blowing them off the field.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, like I said on the last show, but it's like I went from like, oh man, like West Virginia has a tough schedule to like, wow, West Virginia has some opportunities on their schedule. And this is like kind of the first big opportunity. I mean, they've missed some opportunities earlier.
Yeah,
but,
we
like,
had some opportunities.
Yeah, this is their next opportunity where it's like, yeah, like they could get a good win. Like they are good in terms of like Big 12 conference standings right now. It's like
I need you guys to put this into your heads real fast. West Virginia beats ranked Iowa State, rushes the field.
No, I don't think they would do that.
I don't.
If West Virginia went on a Hail Mary,
I would
maybe.
point and laugh really, really hard. I'm going to be honest.
I will say the only time that I think that would happen is like West Virginia won on an improbable Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, no. If you win on like a really, but I'm talking about like, like beat them by 10, rush the field.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
happen.
But I do need your solemn promise that you're going to take a close look at crowd shots to see what sort of black shirts people have come up with for this game,
Nice.
because it could be very funny.
We can see how many matching blacks we can find. Spoiler alert, none.
They should make
God,
Iowa
it's gonna
State
look
where
like
the
Christmas in a black hole. Great. I hate it here.
they should make Iowa State wear their black and white jerseys.
Morgantown
Black
weather
and
Saturday.
Whoa.
It's supposed to be cool. Might rain.
74. You're okay. Yeah, you're lucky.
I mean, it's a night game. It's at 7 o'clock. It won't be 74.
Nice. Damn. Because if it were going to be like 85, ooh.
85 in early October, it would be concerning up here.
Yeah, let's see. Temp at kickoff is supposed to be 61.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, the weather that I'm dreading on Saturday is a high of 67.
Okay.
I'm going to get home at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be a sleepy budgie on the Sunday show.
What about Arkansas State at Texas State?
I just want to remind you what happened in this game last year.
Oh, what was it?
Paste this.
Oh,
that's right. Arkansas State 77, Texas State 31. I forgot about that. Okay,
I hadn't. Do you think Texas State gets revenge?
I mean, I think so.
I also can pull your teeth out one by one.
This is in San Marcos, which helps.
Yeah.
We do have our Hawaii test, which is not the late game. Well, it is the late game, but it's not as late as you think it should be. It's only a 10 p.m. kick because they're playing Boise State on CBS SN. Leave that Team One app off. You don't need it this week, folks.
Don't need it. Ashton Genty and the Boise State Broncos.
As the usual designated Hawaii test taker, I would like to thank this scheduling for not keeping me up too late on Canadian Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, that's right. It is Canadian Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Hey.
I need to see shots of Boise State in blue and orange lays. Mm-hmm. I need to see like the whole thing.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Let's do this the real way. I'm excited for this.
I mean, I just hope that Hawaii can keep it close enough that I get to see Ashton Genty for more than the first half.
That's been the problem, right? Because they pulled him again this past week. I would like to list, I'm not going to list the teams that he has more rushing yards than, because that would take too long. That's 102 teams.
Somebody was mad in our mentions like, hey, if you're going to just make fun of us. And I'm like, there's 101 other teams listed here. We're not picking on you in particular.
If you think we're picking on you, you are projecting.
Yes.
I don't know. I think anyone, if you personally have not rushed for more yards than Ashton Genty, you should feel bad about yourself.
I do.
And I do.
I didn't hit my steps goal today on my Fitbit, so I feel bad.
Teams that have more rushing yards than Ashton Genty are
not Air Force.
Army, Boise State. I guess you don't count Boise State. Navy, UCF, Texas A&M, Sam Houston, Tennessee, UConn, Oregon State, Tulane, Kansas State, UNLV, Ole Miss, SMU, South Alabama, Indiana, Arkansas, North Carolina, Nevada, NIU, Northern Illinois, Michigan, Liberty, Iowa, West Virginia, Ohio State, Miami of Florida, Virginia Tech, and Tulsa, and Arizona State. And let's see here, where's the cutoff? Arizona State, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech is the cutoff.
I went through that list earlier. I went through that list earlier, and I literally almost spit out my drink seeing Air Force not on that list. How bad is it going for Army 2?
Well,
they are Air Force. They do have a passing touchdown.
They do. They got one. That was their only one.
They're rushing for only about 170 yards a game.
Yeah, I was merciful in my criterion.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what Boise State does on the island. Hawaii tends to be pretty good on the island, but I think that Boise State is just going to run all over them. Marshall at Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sunbelt special.
On ESPNU.
Yes.
Why do we like this
night
one?
Game. They're both 3-2. This is basically a coin flip according to ESPN, the FPI, the analytics. It's like 55-45. The contrasting of styles here. Marshall likes to run the ball. Georgia Southern loves to pass the ball, which this is weird because when they were in FCS together and 1AA together, it was the opposite.
Yes.
So now this is kind of like the roles are reversed. The divisions are changed. Also, I'm going to give you great color matchup here. The navy blue of Georgia Southern and give me like the green pants of Marshall. Winner. Helmet wise, this is the Sun Belt special right here.
Okay.
Gonna be good.
Southern Miss at ULM. This is like are we gonna like get to, this is ULM's homecoming.
I hate this. I hate this week.
This is your sister too, right? This is family hate.
So this is family hate week for me personally because my sister went to Southern Miss, and I don't like this because what we talked about with Vandy. It's kind of the same thing with ULM. Now ULM is favored for the first time this year against like a wounded Southern Miss. Southern Miss not necessarily great. These two teams, like a couple of years ago, the roles were reversed. Like ULM was like 1-4, and Southern Miss was 4-1, and ULM beat Southern Miss. This feels like this could be that issue again. It's a home game for ULM. It's homecoming. I really hate that there's kind of like ULM is expected to win this, and this is weird as fuck for me right now.
It's got to feel great that people are unironically saying, "Is this ULM's trap game?"
Oh god, I hate this. The only thing about this one too, if ULM wins this game, they're 5-1. If they win, they're 3-0 in the Sun Belt, and they would be one away from bowl eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
Their only loss is to number 1,
Texas. That's right.
Which shouldn't hurt their playoff standings too much.
I need this. ULM.
I'm sure we saw a friend of the program, Kelly Ford's playoff projections that came out today, right?
I did. I did. I don't like being in this position right now. I don't. It's new. It's foreign to me. It's weird. I need to go back to 1993. I would just listen to nothing but 1993 music. The only problem with ULM starting 4-1 in 1993, you know what happened the next week? They lost. So I don't want it to be 93.
I think good choices of 1993 songs, by the way.
Yeah.
I Will Always Love You.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Tag team.
There it is.
Rump Shaker.
Oh.
Informer.
Oh, Snow.
Nothing But a G Thing. So like you could listen to also A Whole New World.
Yep.
We
are a land of
a whole
contrast.
new world for ULM right now, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, Pit Girl, would you say that you believe?
I do.
I also believe. Jordan, do you believe?
I believe.
Joey, do you believe?
I'm looking at the CUSA Bowl lineup right now, I believe.
Hey, Kamish, do you believe?
Man.
My man just whimpered.
I love this.
Kamish, would you travel to the famous Toastery Bowl?
Yes. I will commit to this. If ULM makes a bowl game, I will attend.
Yeah.
Kamish, the Hawaii Bowl is in the CUSA lineup this year.
Too bad we're not in CUSA.
Oh, damn it!
I will commit this. Join the Patreon. If this happens, I will commit to doing this. If this happens, I will.
Yeah.
I really hope it's within driving
100%
distance.
You should. Hell yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
you kidding me? I think about going.
One game at a time. One game at a time. One game at a time.
Baby. We want to know this.
We
want to know.
Want to know each week. Focus. Think about the Golden Eagles and them only. Focus.
Ooh.
Come on.
You got some good options here if you get there.
Do.
We've got the Myrtle Beach Bowl as a possibility.
I mean, that would be fun. The other FBS game that I want to casually mention is South Carolina at Alabama.
You could go to Mobile.
That would be fun. This is 11 a.m. ABC. I feel like Alabama comes out and just beats that ass.
I have been thoroughly talked out of this through this whole episode.
Okay.
This is what I was going to come in hot and say. If we're going to have another P5 pick, this is the Sickos game of the week. Because Alabama is coming in the bad kind of hungover. You know, we talk about hangover games after a big win. Like Vandy might have a hangover game this week. ULM might have a hangover game this week. Alabama is not happy drunk. They were very sad drunk. And now they're going to come in against the South Carolina team that really loves to punch you in the face.
Mm-hmm. The other piece of this is that we are envisioning Nick Saban's Alabama coming back and being angry and turning their next victim into a grease spot. Mm-hmm. And it is very clear, based off of some of the on-field behavior we saw towards the end of the Vandy game, that this is not Nick Saban's Alabama anymore.
Nick Saban ain't walking through that door.
No.
Well, here's
unless
what
he's going to the broadcast booth.
Alabama, they're coming off a loss, so this is not a trap game.
Yes.
I was waiting for sentence 2.
No, that's all I got. It's not a trap.
Okay.
Is this a trap game or not? I'm all about trap. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Hold up. I need to
really
filmed in Hamilton, Ontario.
He keeps saying trap.
Yeah, I noticed that it claimed to be set in Philadelphia, which is where M. Night Shyamalan is from, but like very clearly was not Philly.
Yeah, that's Cops
I didn't know where
Coliseum,
it was,
baby.
but okay.
That's Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario.
Like he keeps saying trapped. Like, you know, I keep thinking
like it's Gucci Mane.
No, I keep thinking
Alabama's going to be headstrong coming into this game.
They'll take you on.
I keep thinking that he's headstrong to take us on. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I keep thinking.
Our Big Sky Bangers this week.
So many.
We have Northern Colorado at Weber State. Weber State coming off of an absolute fucking huge win over Montana. Eastern Washington at Sacramento State. Idaho at Montana State, where our friend of the program, Jay Arnold, and frequent guest Big Sky Bridget will be there at that game. That's a 9:15 late game on ESPN2, which is going to be great.
That's going to be awesome.
We've got Northern Arizona at Montana.
Last year, the only team to beat Montana was Northern Arizona.
Swing your axe.
Swing your axe.
Besides, you know, the FCS title game. So
Portland State at Idaho State and Cal Poly at UC Davis.
Rivalry games there.
On my 58.
Yes. As always, I like to take a peek at the NEC football schedule as well, just because that's fun for me. I love my NEC.
Let the podcast play, Nick.
Yes. Our NEC games are Columbia is visiting Wagner.
Okay.
Going from Upper Manhattan down to Staten Island. Mercyhurst at Central Connecticut. Duquesne at St. Francis, PA. Stonehill, Long Island. And Delaware State is going to Bobby Moe in Moon Township.
Ooh.
Kamish, where are you going to be this week?
I am going to be at a Southland game in San Antonio. Nichols versus Incarnate Word.
And
I'll be there. Southland Showdown.
Our spin for our random FCS game to talk about.
Let's go ahead and
Martin at Western Illinois.
Oh, that's next. Off of 2 in a row, 2 wins in a row.
2 in a row. 2 in a row. 2 in a row.
People weren't realizing that they had lost. They'd won 0 games each of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They were on a multi-year losing streak, and now they're 2 in a row. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They beat a D2 team, and then they beat a D1 team. So whatever that person said, it was like, hey, they never beat a D1 team. Maybe they could do it. And then they did it the next week. So shut up that person. So, you know, again, that's 2 in a row. They beat Charleston Southern last week, the Buccaneers, which, this is interesting. The Skyhawks are a bit down this year, FCS wise, but the Skyhawks should probably handle Western Illinois, but maybe not. It could be 3 in a row.
The Skyhawks do have an FBS win under their belt so far this year. They went to Kennesaw and beat the Owls.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Other than that, though, they only have 2 home wins. They haven't gone on the road and beaten an FCS team yet. They could do that against the.
This is in Macomb, so this could be it. Okay, folks, I think that's what we got for this week.
Can I just rattle off the stuff that we didn't mention?
Go.
All right. So San Jose State at Colorado State, Miami, Ohio at Eastern Michigan, San Diego State at Wyoming, Old Dominion at Georgia State, the Beavs in Reno at Nevada, UNLV at Utah State. This is the Friday night Mountain West special we've come to love. Toledo at Peatland Buffalo, Washington State at Fresno State, future conference mates. Kansas State at Colorado. That should be, I don't know what it's, but that's a late night game. That's going to be on. We'll be watching that. Stanford at Notre Dame, Arizona at BYU. Big noon Saturday is there, but the game doesn't kick off at noon.
No, it's the big this is where we fucked up. Big noon Saturday is the game.
Okay.
Big noon kickoff is the show.
Wait, so big noon kickoff is not at a noon game.
Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. It's weird.
Okay, it's like how the CW calls their Friday games a special presentation of CW Football Saturday.
It's almost like linear time was a mistake.
It is true, definitely. Ohio at Central Michigan.
It's noon somewhere.
Okay, it is. It's noon o'clock somewhere. It's big noon o'clock somewhere. All right, Urban Meyer has that on his mug.
I want that on a Hawaiian T-shirt.
Definitely. Ohio at Central Michigan. The chips in Ohio should be interesting. Maction. App State at the Cajuns in the reverse Cajun field, which is going to be upside down because it's an action.
Oh, that's right, because they're on the other side of the field. That's right.
Yeah, because
Jack.
I will remind you that Cajuns only do that when they're in distress.
That's right. Sue Jack.
Snoo Jack.
Their hot sauce is actually mild. So we have UTSA at Rice. UTSA coming off their bye. This is the second Owl game that they are playing this year out of the 4 that they play. Clemson at Wake Forest. Good luck. Florida at Tennessee. I have no idea what's going to happen there. I just don't. Because Florida at Tennessee never really makes sense. Penn State at USC. You're getting highlights of that Rose Bowl, but we wanted to talk about the Minnesota at UCLA 1962 version of that one. Purdue at Illinois. Purdue, show us something, please. Ole Miss at LSU is always a special kind of stupid. It's always a special kind of stupid. There's always been amazing crowd shots. The LSU fan dancing like, Tyrannosaurus Rex. The Ole Miss fan that let out the biggest vape cloud ever seen in an SEC game before. Just ridiculous, idiotic game. And I fully expect Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly to be completely normal on the sideline at all times. Mississippi State at Georgia. Yeah. Mississippi State, new coach.
Say something nice about Mississippi State versus Georgia. Go. Give me a reason Mississippi State might do something in this game.
Their jerseys look nice.
The Creamery is the closest to their stadium. And Georgia stops to get ice cream before the game, and they have tummy aches, and Mississippi State takes it to them. But the only problem is that the game is in Georgia.
Apparently, Mississippi State's Creamery has a ripple flavor.
Like muscadine?
We made with grapes.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's very good.
I'm making the bad ooh. I want that to be clear.
No, they're like something called like muscadine grapes. They're local.
Okay. Yes.
And so
Muscadine grapes are great.
Okay, I've never had them before, but so apparently they get the juice and they ripple it through the ice cream. So
yes,
we'll do that at some point.
Want very much.
That's right.
Folks,
definitely want that.
That is our menu for week 7.
Yes.
I hope you have found something you like. If you haven't, go eat someplace else.
Yes, chef.
That's right. Step right up. Get PJ Flex Placebo Palace. Step right up. Get some PJ Fleck Roll the Boat LSD out of the vending machine. Let's go.
PJ's Loose Pills Emporium.
That's right. PJ's Loose Pills Emporium. Get your LFGs all the time. Let's fucking go.